everyone, my name is Lee. Welcome to our backyard garden, and today I'm making this video because I went ahead and did something that I promised myself I wasn't going to do again. I had just completed a video that it may be posted by now, where I went ahead and started all of my annual seedlings for flowers and my peppers and eggplants and kale and things, lettuce, things like that. So while I was going through my seed inventory to get started, I became completely overwhelmed. I realized that I have an addiction to the seed catalogs. I bought way more seeds than I could possibly handle. So, I just don't have the room to grow it, and even though we have the greenhouse this year, we're faced with our challenges because we are in New Jersey and we really don't have temperatures conducive to germinating seeds outside in a greenhouse in February. But I figured, how will I ever learn if I don't give it a try? So I went ahead and ordered an abundance of things. But nonetheless, I still had a panic attack. I did get everything sorted out, but I said to myself that I was going to step away from the seed catalogs. I was going to step away from all of my favorite online suppliers, keeping in mind that I had a pretty extensive wish list with MI Gardener. I'm a little stressed out because I'm worried that some of my tomatoes weren't germinating properly. I had tomato seeds growing that were not really what they were supposed to be in the package. So, we expanded the gardens this year, and I said to myself, look, I don't need any more spinach. I don't need anything else. I'm going to just forget about this wish list for now, and I'm going to deal with what I have. I have plenty to grow. Literally that night I sat down and got a notification that a few things came back into stock, which led me to have like another panic attack because I realized that things were going out of stock so quickly. So I totally talked myself into promptly placing another large order of seeds through MI Gardener. So I did another seed haul. I really think that it was worth it. But I went and did what I said that I wasn't going to do, but I just wanted to show you a quick seed haul of what I bought and the reasons why I felt compelled to go ahead and complete this order. The first thing that was most important to me on the wish list was I got the tender green cucumber. So this tender green cucumber is a burpless variety that is considered parthocarpic. So it basically pollinates itself. It does not need to be outside and wait for any pollinators to come along and tap into its flowers to get the flowers to bloom. So that makes this an excellent candidate to grow inside of the greenhouse. Now, according to this, it says that germination happens between 70 and 85 degrees, and it's 6 to 10 days to germinate, and only 55 to 70 days till maturity. So I thought this would be an excellent candidate since this basically sounds like the temperatures of our greenhouse. So I'm so encouraged because cucumbers are one of my most favorite things that grow in the garden, and I'm excited to think that I can use the greenhouse to its full potential by growing something like this in the cooler weather. Now I realize I won't be able to grow it in the middle of winter, but if I can get it started now, it'll be one less thing that I have to buy at the grocery store. Another variety that I went ahead and purchased was the White Wonder. Now, I thought this looked a lot like the Silver Slicer, which seems to be a little bit hard to find in any seed supply stores locally, and everyone who had it online charges a fair amount for the seed pack itself, but the cost of shipping and handling and gas surcharges and all that turns a $2 pack of seed into a $15 order, and I'm just not trying to do that. So I went ahead and I figured I would try this one from MI Gardener because it looks very similar to the Silver Slicer, and it's only 65 days to maturity, so I'll probably have to wait for this one to grow in the garden, as well as the Market More 76, which I only bought this packet as a backup. Market More and Market More 76 both grow really, really well here in our New Jersey garden, and they grow the most beautiful, long, crisp, and flavorful slicer cucumbers that I have ever had. Can't wait for cucumber season. I went ahead and added some dinosaur kale to my already large collection of kale. I can't really seem to get enough kale. This fall, though. We had a hard time getting things to grow. I don't know what happened. We have some insect issue that I can't really put my finger on, but none of my kale would, it either was not germinating or it was getting eaten up before I could get to it. So I'll be starting this off this week to see if I can get something else to grow happily and try to figure out if it's the cultivars that I'm growing or if it is something else. So something else I wanted to try as a root vegetable was this type of biennial parsnip. Now, I thought this was interesting because it says that it will grow again in the same year from its own seedlings. So I might possibly have to wait to start this one in the fall because it does like cooler weather, but we did add some deeper beds out there in the garden where I might be able to get this started in a raised bed while it's still cool and see if we can get it started. So I'll only sacrifice a few of these seeds as a test run to see how it goes, but I'm trying to add more root vegetables like this to our daily diet instead of potatoes and regular carrots. So we want to, benefit from all of the micronutrients in these things without having the high sugar load and carbohydrates of carrots and potatoes. But speaking of carrots, as if I don't have enough, I saw this and wanted to give it a try because even though I already have atomic red and cosmic purple varieties in abundance in my seed catalogs, this had a few different types in here that I don't have, being the Bambino orange, lunar white, and solar yellow. So I thought I would go ahead and try this variety inside of a potato bag that we're going to actually get started in the greenhouse this week. Now, one of the things on my wish list was the American variety of spinach that continues to be out of stock within my gardener. Now, this is called the butterfly spinach, and it is a crossbreed with the American spinach and the Viraflay variety. So I thought I would give this a try in addition to the Bloomsdale Longstanding, Matador, D'inverno, D'inverno Gigante, and Giant Noble spinach that I'll be growing this year. Oh my goodness, we're just growing everything. I added a pack of the DeChico broccoli. This is a fairly quick grower at 45 to 65 days here. 45 to 85 days actually. So we were having problems growing broccoli successfully, and I kind of like tapped out my whole entire inventory of broccoli seeds, and this one grew better than the Waltham, so I thought, let me just grab another pack of this and see how well I can do. This time I'm going to try to grow it under a net to see, or a mesh net with a tight weave, so that we can see if we can keep the cabbage loopers off of it, because we seem to just have an abundance of cabbage loopers here that really do a lot of damage to our brassicas. But I'm going to keep trying because this is a very critical part of the garden, and it's important to learn how to grow brassicas. Now, two of the things that had me stressed out on my wish list that really pushed me to go ahead and place this seed haul order were more tomatoes. Now, I just did a whole big video on tomatoes. I clearly don't need more tomatoes. But, there's only, 25 seeds per pack for $1.99 per pack. And one started tomato plant, say from Bonnie's that you buy at Lowe's or Home Depot, they'll probably be $4 or $5 a plant this year. So, I will definitely get my money's worth out of these varieties. I'm just not going to grow 5 or 6 of each variety. I'll probably only do 2 or 3 since I'm going to have more than 20 varieties of tomatoes growing this year. Now, the Roma tomatoes seemed to be something that was going out of stock rapidly through the seed suppliers, and I had to keep getting on the wait list. So when I saw the regular Roma tomato come back in stock, I went ahead and grabbed it. Now, I already have the Baker Creek variety of the Roma, Martino Roma, but that produces a very small fruit for a Roma tomato. And this one here is said to be a much larger fruit. It is still a determinate variety, but I thought this one looked interesting, so I figured I would go ahead and add it, since I want to make sure that all the space that I'm using to grow these varieties, I want to grow the best, most prolific, and purposeful tomatoes that I can. Now, I make an abundance of tomato gravy or tomato sauce, depending on where you're from and which way you prefer to call it. You'll hear me say gravy and sauce. But when I make my gravy, I like to roast my tomatoes first, and a bigger, beefier paste tomato is something that I've been out after. And like I said, the Martino Roma is a wonderful tomato. It's just a small tomato, and it doesn't really there's something lacking in it. So I wanted to get a larger tomato, so I went ahead and did this one. I also went ahead and replaced my San Marzano. Now, I have a Baker Creek variety called San Marzano Lungo 2, and that is producing something. I think we got the wrong seed in the pack, and I've been growing it for the past couple years from the same pack of seed, and it is producing every year. The San Marzano Lungo 2 is wildly indeterminate. It requires massive staking and massive pruning and caging, and it just goes wild. It's very prone to blight, and the bugs really like it. So I thought I want to venture away into a different type of San Marzano, because I think that the mix of seeds inside of that pack were actually some kind of a Castelluto and perhaps an Abruzzi pear, because it keeps producing. One plant will look like a regular San Marzano, but then another one that I germinate will come and grow with beautiful fluted shoulders, and it's a gorgeous tomato. I just don't know what it is. So I'm going to try again with Luke from M.I. Gardner's San Marzano tomato variety and see if I can actually get this one to do what I want. Now, they're saying this is semi-indeterminate, so it's still going to require a lot of caging and staking and all of that, but it's worth a try to, just to perfect my varieties. I did also replace my Amish paste, which I do again grow from Baker Creek, but that tomato seems to, again, I'm not really sure if I got a mixed batch in there. It mostly grows an absolutely beautiful, big, fat, meaty, flavorful tomato that I've added to my gravy mixtures. And it roasts well, and you can also use it as a slicing tomato. It's just really a versatile tomato. So I thought, let me try someone else's variety and see if we have better production. And plus, I want to make sure that I just don't run out of seeds, because my inventory on those things are low. A new tomato variety that I added is the Jersey Devil, which came recommended by someone on one of the forums. It may have even been here on my YouTube page, my YouTube channel. Someone recommended this, and so I did some research, and it was said that is a good, reliable, meaty, and thick paste tomato. So now this is another indeterminate variety, so it's going to grow wild with the rest of them. And we have a lot of staking and caging that we are just really used to doing anyway. So that's the seed haul that I said that I would not do. And, in spite of saying that I'm not going to do it, you guys, I am wildly addicted to these catalogs. Will you just look at these lupins? This seed provider here, they send a free catalog. It is a beautiful, colorful catalog full of information and actual pictures. These guys do charge shipping, and it's according to the size of your order. It's a flat rate per I think, price. They could be worth looking at. Somebody in one of the groups went and visited them in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and said that it was absolutely incredible. So now that I see my lupins are germinating so easily, I don't really know if I can resist this. I'm going to have a hard time. And of course, I got my botanical interest catalog with all of its beautiful illustrations in here. Oh, I love this. It also comes with a lot of tips on growing and things that grow in your zones and things of that sort. So I think I can control myself with the seed catalogs, but I'm about to show you something that I don't know if I can control myself with. It is the Shriners Gardens Bearded Iris catalog. Oh. I know I said I wouldn't, but will you look at this? These ship to our region in July, so we won't actually see these until growing until next year, if I do go ahead and get them. But there are some colors. Look at this. Okay. Bubbling waves. And oh, what is this one called? I think I can. Oh, look at these. They have black in here and red, and oh, look at this one. Awakening Embers. It's black, you guys. Oh my gosh. Now, if you love bearded irises, you're going to want to make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell, because our bearded irises are starting to emerge from the ground. We have a nice variety, but our bearded irises are crazy. Their blooms are the size of dinner plates. So if you love looking at flowers, you will want to make sure you hit the notification bell and tune in for a future video on that. So, but anyway, you guys, like I said, I did what I said I wasn't going to do. I really don't regret it, but you know, it is what it is. So anyway, thanks for watching this video with me today, guys. I'll see you in the next video.